What should have been another ordinary winter night in Mississippi turned into one of the deadliest shooting sprees of the year. 6 people lost their lives, families were destroyed, and a small town was left struggling to make sense of it all. Today, we unravel the tragic events surrounding what has become known as the Cedarbluff shootings, a case that shocked the nation and left lingering questions about what drives someone to commit unspeakable acts of violence. Cedarbluff, Mississippi, a rural stretch of land where neighbors knew each other by name, where the rhythm of daily life moved slowly, and where community gatherings and church services were the heartbeat of local life. But beneath the calm surface, something dark was about to erupt. The suspect, 24-year-old Derek Moore, was someone few people knew. No prior criminal record, no glaring warning signs. On the surface, he was just another young man from town. But that facade would soon shatter in the most horrifying way. On a winter's night in January, Moore's actions turned devastating. Inside his own family's mobile home, he opened fire, killing his father, 67-year-old Glenn Moore, his brother Quinton, just 33, and his uncle, 55-year-old Willie Ed Geens. The place that should have been a sanctuary became a crime scene. But the violence didn't end there. Moore fled the home, stealing his brother's pickup truck and driving just a few miles to a cousin's house. There, the horror continued. Forced entry. A young 7-year-old cousin confronted him, and in an instant, another life was taken. Moore's spree didn't stop at family. He ended up at a nearby residence behind an apostolic church, where a pastor and his brother were inside. In a final act of violence, both were shot and killed. 6 lives gone in a matter of hours. Within hours, law enforcement set up a roadblock. Moore was stopped and taken into custody without any further violence. In the quiet aftermath of bloodshed, investigators worked tirelessly to piece together motive and evidence. Authorities stunned the community even more. Moore had no criminal history, no obvious warning signs, no clear motive, not yet. Prosecutors charged him with multiple counts of capital murder, first-degree murder, attempted murder, burglary, motor vehicle theft, and attempted sexual battery. The state's top prosecutors signaled their intent to pursue the harshest punishment available. Neighbors and community members struggled to explain it. For many, Cedarbluff was a place of church potlucks, Sunday servants, and familiar faces. No one expected mass violence to touch their lives. Grief counseling was offered. Candlelight vigils were held, and families of the victims grappled with incomprehensible loss. The pastor's congregation, once filled with laughter and prayer, was left shaken, their spiritual guide gone, wounded by a violence no one saw coming. Family members of the victims insisted on remembering their loved ones, not just for how they died, but for who they were. Fathers, sons, uncles, pastors, community pillars. To this day, neighbors ask the same question: why? What snapped inside the suspect's mind that night? Was it a breakdown, a hidden trauma, or something deeper? Investigators continued to explore those questions, piecing together text messages, interviews, and the fragments of a life that ended in tragedy for so many. Experts in criminal behavior remind us that sometimes there aren't clear answers, only a series of clues that help us understand the unfathomable. Families, meanwhile, are left to carry the memory of those taken from them too soon. This is a story about shattered homes, unanswered questions, and the ripple effects of violence. It is a reminder of the fragility of life and how one night can change a community forever. As we reflect on the Cedarbluff tragedy, we remember the lives lost, not as statistics, but as real people with stories, families, and futures that were stolen. If there's any lesson here, it's this: even in the quietest places, darkness can find its way in, and the only way forward is through remembrance, compassion, and a commitment to understanding the forces that drive such devastating acts.
Subscribe for more real crime and paranormal stories, because some stories don't end, they wait.